Cancelled.
Schweezy.
So I made an innocent tweet the other day, just a simple, innocent tweet, simply stating, my generation did not get the birds and the bees. We got the girls in the cup. And with that being said, I talked to a couple other friends about the situation, and we discovered something quite interesting. So, when at some point we were all children, and all my friends, generally in the millennial mindset, we were all, first of all, we have all seen Two Girls, One Cup, and we've all heard the term the birds and the bees, and that got me thinking here. I mean, I never got a specific. I got the sex talk, but I never got like a story about the birds and the bees. So I had to kind of look into that for a second. Is there a story about the birds and the bees? And so today on my research, I've decided to go into all of that for you and to solve this problem, because even asking a couple of my friends as well, they've never gotten a specific birds and the bees story. I don't know. It's just so weird that it's common knowledge that when you tell someone's speaking to them about the birds and the bees, eh? And then at the same time, we all get that is the sex talk, but we also all don't know the actual story of the birds and the bees. So I'm probably the smartest person that some of you know.
What?
And we have to determine what the story is. So I had to do some research, and when I say research, I Googled it. And when I say I Googled it, Google led me to a Reddit thread that's kind of asking the same question I'm asking. What is the birds and the bees? Well, folks, today I'm here to answer that question for all of us, not just you, but for me and all of society here today. All of society is here to let you know what's the truth behind the birds and the bees. And so
Let's just jump into it.
Okay. So here's what I found on Reddit about what it says. I'm just going to read it verbatim. This was like a top comment on the thread. This isn't like any research. I'm just reading the top comment. But I know most of you, if you're watching the highlight, or if you're going full throttle.
Let's go full throttle
into the show already. You're now deep. What is the birds and the bees story? So let me get into this. The top comment, voted on by other people on Reddit. There isn't really a birds and the bees story. It is just a saying because birds and bees are little natural examples of fertilization. I always thought it was a bit odd because birds and bees are pretty far removed from mammalian reproduction. You'd think we'd tell kids about mice and rabbits or something basic. Basically, it is just a shorthand way of telling your kids how babies are made. I got sex ed in school, and my parents only gave me the basics. Example, men and women have sex with our reproductive organs, and that gets the woman pregnant, and she has a baby. No details. School filled in all the specifics. So, yeah. I guess I have to talk about my sex ed education. For the most part, those of you know, I grew up in a very Christian household, not the super crazy ones, but kind of like the normal Christian ones. You can still religious trauma, just it's not as bad. And so from the parents, you get how it's basically, you got decent, how the penis, you gotta stick your penis in, make sure it's wet and consensual, and then do a couple pumps, pump it into me daddies. And then you, after that, basically, you do the basics. I'm trying to explain how sex is as if I've never had sex before. And I bet a lot of people are thinking the same thing right now. But no, you know the basics. I'm not explaining to you how you have sex. Take your penis in the vagina, you pump it a few times, sperm comes out. If it's God's plan, as Drake would say, the baby gets, the egg gets fertilized, and 9 months later, you got a little asshole in your house. unless you have one of the wire coat hangers. The plastic ones won't work. So that's what it. But I'm trying to remember how it was like explained to me as a child. So hopefully now I've proved myself. I know how sex works. I had to prove it. I'm fucking 28 years old and I have to like prove. I'm gonna prove to everyone right now I know how sex works. So basically I got like the Christian basics where it all ends in but you gotta wait till marriage. And I remember like there was a big thing. It's like you shouldn't joke about sex. I remember that like you shouldn't make sex jokes or whatever. I remember that was a big part of it too, because sex is a holy thing between a man and a woman, and that probably started too. And I also want to mention that my parents gave it to me and my brother at the same time, and my brother was 2 years older than me, and I think he was at the right age to hear this talk. I was a little too young. And I think that's what messed me up for life. I think if we're gonna talk about my Joker origin story, it's gonna probably start there and go from there. But I think in my middle school they had a big abstinence thing. I remember. Oh yeah, we went to this one fucking we went to this one seminar thing. It's like you got out of class to it, so we're all like, yeah, we're gonna fucking go to this fuck school. And so we went to it, and it was like this whole thing about abstinence, like this chick who had like an STD or some bullshit, and I was wearing this shirt that's like I love chocolate, and they put me up there, and they're like, oh, you love chocolate, don't you? And I'm gonna put you up on a pedestal. And it was the funniest shit ever. And anyways, hopefully my generation is a little bit smarter about STDs. Probably, I don't think we are. I think my friends are, but my friends are kind of boring. At the same time, only I can be built different, if that makes any sense. Anyways, and that was a funny day. It was like, you don't put someone up on a pedestal for sex or whatever. I'm like, men don't do that. We nut and run. Come and go, like the gas station. We come and go. And that's how it works here. But no, so there's no specific... And weird. So I always thought like people got to talk that was like, oh, the birds and the bees fertilize something, and the birds, and like, I was always thinking about it, I was like, I don't really know how this story works, because I've never seen a bee and a bird have sex. I didn't even know that was possible, and I don't even know, because I know this thing with birds is you have to do like do a DNA sample or some bullshit blood sample bullshit to figure out the gender of it. I think that's what you have to do. I don't know. Even with animals, I don't really like checking genders with animals. I don't know. I don't even do that with kids either. Like I don't change. My rule is with diapers. The kid, you're either getting paid to do it, or the kid had to have come out of you somehow. So, say like a man had to come out of your dick. Obviously, that creamy white stuff. And if you're a woman, obviously you pooped it out. So obviously parents have to change their baby's diapers. However, grandparents are not exempt because baby still kind of came out of you at some point. Grandpa, stuck his dick in to your mom. He pounded your mom, deep dicked your mom, and then eventually you came out. And, he came out of there, then it's like a chain of events. So grandparents are not exempt. So you either the baby had to come out of you or do that. And even then, though, it's like, if I had a kid, change his diapers, like, look, we got to do this. We're just not going to talk about it when you're older. Like, when you can do this on your own, we're just going to stop talking about it. We're going to disassociate from any member we have doing this. And that's a fact. So that's the birds and the bees that apparently a lot of older generations got, which was not a talk at all. It's just a weird metaphor. It's not a story. Teaching about the birds and the bees, I don't even know how that even became a thing. That sounds completely stupid.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But now I think it's more important here, and I've never known the story. Let's go to the story of Two Girls, One Cup. We've all seen it, and if you haven't seen it, Google Two Girls, One Cup. Place a camera, film your reaction, and please send it in to Cancel Schweezy. I cannot imagine that we would get a lot of those. If you have not seen Two Girls, One Cup, and I'm going to say you are categorized as a millennial or an elder Zoomer, I don't know how you've gone this far in life without seeing that. But anyway, so like I said, if you haven't seen it, stop this podcast right now. Stop the show, stop the video. Go watch it, film your reaction. Please email it to the shwedcast@gmail.com, or you can DM me anywhere at the Schweezy. Please send me your reaction to that video. There are plenty out there on the internet. However, it's 2022, and I would love to see some fresh faces. So, with that being said, let's get into the origins of Two Girls, One Cup. Now, for those of you who've clicked away, watch it. Everyone should have seen it by now. Everyone should have seen this video. And let's go full throttle.
Let's go full throttle.
This is what Wikipedia says on the video. Two Girls, One Cup is the unofficial nickname of the trailer for Hungry Bitches, a 2007 Brazilian scat fetish pornographic film produced by MFX Media. The trailer features two women defecating into a cup, taking turns in what appears to be consuming the excrement and vomiting into each other's mouths. Oh my god, I gagged a little bit. Lover's Theme by Hervé Roy plays throughout the video. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't remember the music, but if it started playing, I'm telling you right now, war flashback. Like, I'm not the kind of guy who would throw up. I don't throw up a lot. Like, but this video, reading the description of it, made me gag in my mouth.
Man proposes and God disposes. That's my hole. That's where it spits.
And reading it, and I've seen the video like at least 2 times, and by far the grossest shit I have probably ever seen in my life. I'm telling you right now, we all remember it. We didn't eat chocolate ice cream from McDonald's for a while. That's the reason why their machine is broken. It's because we all have war flashbacks from the trailer. Apparently, the trailer for Hungry Bitches. That's why McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken. It's because of that video. And it's amazing. Like, I didn't know the story behind it. I just knew it was like a shock video. You show your friend, you try to film their reaction, yada, yada, yada. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I remember one time, I think it was my parents. I just had people over. I think it was like a part. I was having I think it had been like a birthday party or whatever. We had one friend, and his little brother somehow just tagged along. It was kind of one of those situations where he tagged along, and we were just like, whatever. We didn't hate him or anything. He was pretty quiet, and so he wasn't not like quiet, but he didn't annoy the shit out of all of us. So, he was fun to have around. And eventually, this kid was a lot younger than us, and so we were just like, you haven't seen Two Girls, One Cup, and so we all were just in the room, and we sat him down to watch the video. We all kind of were looking at his face / kind of turned away because we did not want to see this video. So the video's playing, the music's playing in the background. This kid just giggled the entire time. He didn't laugh. I remember one friend in the room, we had a photo on the wall or something, and then you couldn't see a reflection out of the picture. And he's like, oh god, I looked at the reflection of it for a second. It was, ugh, dude. If I think about it too much, I will gag. That's the one. See, I can see a lot of heavy stuff. I've seen prolapse anuses. I've seen a guy accidentally shoot himself in the dick in the surgery to get it removed from his dick. I've seen a guy, I think I mentioned this in my booster shot last week, but I've seen a guy whose face got completely torn off from a tree. And that one makes me uncomfortable. They all make me a little uncomfortable, but I can handle it. This video, I think the vomiting is where it got me. It's poop eating is gross to me, but then it gets to vomiting. And I'm feeling pretty bad right now, even just talking about it, dude. Oh man. Anyways, but I bet most of you didn't know the background behind it. It's just a trailer for a movie called Hungry Bitches. Now, trailers have come a long way since the year 2007, and even now, the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, the official trailer that came out less than a month from the movie's premiere, they edited out a lot of the good parts, which I'm not going to spoil. The movie's not out on digital yet, so I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But once it's out on digital, it's fair game. I'm spoiling the shit out of that. And so they put way too much into that trailer. They put too much stuff in that trailer. And that was it's too much. Dun, 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 dun. But anyways, though, long story short, let's end it here. Adults with children at that age, remember, don't give your kids the birds and the bees. Give your kids the girls in the cup. That is going to be our new term for what we're calling the sex talk, is the girls in the cup. That's the new term, and I hope we live with that. I'm gonna stop thinking about girls eating and vomiting shit. Hey, you just finished one of the many highlights from Cancel Schweezy. We got plenty more on the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you like what you just watched, go ahead and smash that like button as well. Go subscribe for more so we can teach you how to be a better human in our world. So yeah, stay awesome.